After your membrane has been probed with a primary antibody, the next step is to wash your membrane. Washing your membrane has a bigger impact on the outcome of your Western blot than you may even realize. Ideally, when you wash your membrane, the primary antibody will remain bound to the antigen, but the antibody will be removed from off-target proteins and the membrane. The washing step is critical to ensuring this. If you skimp on your washes and underwash your membrane, you may not remove the antibody that is loosely bound to the membrane. This will lead to an increase in your background. Antibodies that are bound loosely to non-target proteins will appear as non-specific bands. They need to be removed during the wash steps. However, if you overwash your membrane, you risk removing the antibodies that are bound to your target of interest, or even washing your target of interest away from the membrane. Both of these would lead to a decrease in your target signal. Another effect of overwashing your membrane is that it can remove your blocking agent from the membrane. This would allow the secondary antibodies to bind to the membrane, which would lead to an increase in your background. So to prevent over or under washing, use the same time and number of washes each time you wash your membrane. The goal of washing your membrane is consistency. Use the same buffer base that you used as a base for your blocking solution. That is either TBS or PBS with the addition of detergent. You want to make sure that you're washing for the same amount of time each time. After incubation with your primary antibody, briefly rinse the membrane with either TBS tween or PBS tween to remove any excess antibody. Then cover your membrane with the wash solution and wash the membrane 4 times for 5 minutes at room temperature with gentle agitation. The washing buffer will typically consist of either TBS or PBS plus 0.2% tween 20. For your washes, make sure you use a generous amount of wash buffer to ensure that your membrane is completely covered when agitated. Also, pour the solution down the wall of your incubation box rather than directly on top of the membrane. This is to avoid physically dislodging your bound proteins and antibody from the membrane. In summary, we have seen in this course that the primary antibody incubation step will have a significant impact on the quality of your Western blots. Optimizing the conditions for your primary antibody is critical to increasing the signal of your target protein, eliminating non-specific bands, and reducing the background noise on your blot. So be sure to consistently wash your membrane so that your primary antibody is bound only to your target proteins and not the membrane or other proteins. In the next course, we will discuss secondary antibody incubation, but first, let's watch Sally as she performs the primary antibody incubation step in the lab.